Well, we begin tonight with the story that has captured the nation's attention. Imagine the most difficult and personal decision you have ever had to make in your life becoming the hot topic of debate in newspapers, magazines, and television. That's exactly what happened to popular comedian Ellen DeGenerous, who next week will make television history and finds herself at the center of a storm of controversy.
On her show next Wednesday, her character will face the realization that she is gay, while the real Ellen is coming out off-screen, too. And tonight she talks exclusively with our colleague Diane Sawyer about all this. We know that people have strong feelings on both sides of this issue, but Ellen DeGenerous just wanted us to know her side.
There are only a handful of comics in history who make it to the very top. Like Ellen DeGenerous, her own series, her own name on it. The TV Ellen is the good-hearted manager of a bookstore who's always trying to do the right thing the wrong way. Now the real Ellen is putting all that success and fame at risk by deciding to go public with a lifelong secret.
If they found out I was gay, maybe they wouldn't applaud, maybe they wouldn't laugh, maybe they wouldn't like me if they knew that I was gay.
When was the last time you had a moment's doubt, wondering if it were the right thing?
A long time ago. I mean, maybe, you know what? I made the decision during the summer that I wasn't gonna live my life as a lie anymore.
It's been a struggle, she says, since the old days on the stand-up circuit. Those noisy dives where drunken patrons laughed while other comedians made the standard fag jokes.
I mean, the word fag doesn't, you know, I don't think any words don't matter anymore. It was more of the shame. I date a lot of men, not a lot, that's trampy, but I date men. I know what it feels like to try to blend in so that everybody else will think you're okay and they won't hurt you. I decided that this was not gonna be something that I was gonna live the rest of my life being ashamed of.
Ashamed of what?
I guess because you're kind of bombarded early on that what you're supposed to do in life is, if you're a girl, meet a nice guy and get married and have kids and be accepted.
Girl next door.
Yeah, I'm the girl on the other side of you. Yeah.
Once a little girl in New Orleans who loved ruffled dresses and dolls. A daddy's girl who says she was 19 and afraid when she decided to tell her father and his new wife she thought she was gay.
And was it tough with him?
No, it wasn't tough with him. Wow, I guess I'm going to say this because I'm being honest about everything. The woman he's married to had 2 daughters, and they asked me to move out of the house after that. And I mean, they just thought it would be better for me to, you know, live somewhere else. And I've never really, like, acknowledged that, but that was bad. Because they loved me and I loved them, and they didn't want me in the house.
Have you talked to them since?
Oh yeah, I talk to him all the time. I mean, that's his, you can't change. You know, that's what they felt at the time. You know, they just didn't want that to be around her little girls. So, you know, I was raised surrounded with heterosexuality, as most gay people are. That's where we come from. All you heterosexuals out there. And it doesn't, you know, it doesn't change anybody. It's not contagious, it's not, you know, influential. Nobody in their right mind would choose something that's so hard. You're not only a minority in society, you're a minority in your own family, you know? At least when you're black, your parents are saying, you know, hey, we're all black and this is, you know, this is kind of hard sometimes, but this is, be proud of who you are, and be, when you're gay, your parents are not saying, good for you, you know? They're like, oh, how did this happen? And how do we, so.
And now Ellen DeGeneres is telling the world. Though she says she's still trying to get used to the terms. She prefers the word gay.
But for some reason, lesbian just sounds like a cult or something. I'm a lesbian. It just sounds, like, or like you've got some kind of disease or lesbian. I don't know. I'm better with it now. I've actually had conversations with my lesbian friends, and they're fine with all the terms.
They may be fine, but she has unleashed a torrent of controversy, including the accusation that she's just gunning for ratings by having her character come out on the show.
How did the executives react, Disney, ABC?
They were all very supportive.
But this is the Disney company. They had to have a reservation or two.
I think that they probably did. And I'm in a business that, I'm the commodity, I'm the product. Please buy me, And that's what I kept telling Disney and ABC when everybody was weighing all the... I said, you know what? Maybe they'll boycott you for a week or whatever, and maybe but you can go on and do another show. You can go on and life goes on for you. This is my life. I am taking the biggest risk here, and I'm willing to take the risk because that's how much it means to me.
Hasn't there been some effort to sort of pump it up a bit?
No, I didn't do this for publicity. I don't need that. Everyone else was looking at ratings and numbers and advertising and...
You do have advertisers?
Yeah, we're being sponsored. It's not just blank spaces in between there. There are plenty of sponsors, and it's got nothing to do... There's not a kiss, there's nothing, no exploitation at all involved in the show.
Here's a scene from the show that will run next week. Ellen with an old boyfriend and a growing uncertainty.
Just I don't know, I feel so comfortable with you.
Yeah, that's how I feel with you. If there's one thing I'm feeling right now, it's comfortable.
Oh, I've forgotten how great you smell.
Richard, it's been a while since we've seen each other, and we all know we're smelling leads.
And some of her advertisers have backed away, and a handful of ABC affiliates have said they won't run the episode, while leaders of the religious right are fueling the fire.
As a Christian, I do believe that homosexuality is sin.
Jerry Falwell.
Hey, Jerry.
He says it's a sin.
That's his belief. And he obviously strongly believes that.
Degenerate, Ellen DeGenerous.
What can I say to him? How can I even respond to, degenerate that's something that, a fourth grader would say to me and think it's funny and giggle at, how can you argue with that kind of logic?
Pat Robertson is quoted saying, "I find it hard to believe because she's so popular. She's such an attractive actress."
Mm-hmm. It's weird that somebody popular and attractive can be gay. You see, things like that, I don't even have to address those people. They speak for themselves.
There are, as you know, a lot of people, though, who look to the Bible,
mm-hmm.
and they say,
Right.
if you're going to be a believer, then it's proscribed.
Right. First of all, the main reason I never wanted to do this is because I don't want to become political, and I don't want to become some gay activist. But Jesus, as far as I'm concerned, he was non-judgmental and taught love and acceptance. That's all I know about. And that's how I live my life.
There was an Entertainment Weekly poll, I think, which indicated 41% of the people polled said they will not let their children watch your show. Are you saying parents are foolish to worry about it?
I'm not going to tell a parent what they're, I'm not going to tell somebody they're foolish. And I am not here to say, I'm gay, everybody be gay. It's just about my personal story.
But there are fashions, as we know, I suppose, even in sexual practices. Could it be that you'll be inviting some kids to try it?
No, it's not like that's not how it works. To those people that are scared that I am going to affect children, it's that breaks my heart, because and I do think that it just goes back to there's so many more things on television that you should worry about your children seeing.
Like violence, she says.
Have you had death threats?
We had a bomb threat when we were shooting the show. Luckily, they mistimed it. That was one of my biggest concerns, is if I did this, would something happen to me? And it just became secondary to how strongly I believed in what I was doing. I know that there are people that are the kind of people that you're quoting, you know, because they don't understand, and it's all coming from a place of fear. It's all being threatened by, how dare you tell me that you're normal.
Normal. Is that the most wonderful word?
I don't actually, did I just use the word normal? Let's use another word then, because I don't know what that means. I'm happy. Let's use that word, because it's different for everyone, you know. I'm really content with exactly who I am, whether that's normal or not. This is my normal. This is normal for me.
An ordinary person, she says, who drew courage from another ordinary person, Rosa Parks, who wouldn't move to the back of the bus and be belittled for what she couldn't change.
And I'm sure everybody that was friends with her said, you know what, we think it's wrong, you're sitting back here too, but just don't make a big thing, because I can't even fathom having to get on the front of a bus and pay and get off and then get on in the back and sit in the back, and people think that's all right. I wasn't going to sit in the back of the bus anymore. I belong with everybody else. And that's what I finally did.
But at what cost? When we come back, Ellen DeGenerous talks about her first sexual encounter with another woman and the long, difficult struggle to live an open life when 2020 continues.
So far, we've seen the fallout that Ellen DeGenerous has had to face since she decided to be open about her sexuality. In part 2 of Diane Sawyer's interview with the television star, a look at Ellen's past and her new life today.
Tell me about you growing up. Take me back.
Okay, I was a little girl then. I was a happy girl. That's what my parents tell me. I was always happy. I mean, I was a normal kid, loved dolls. Was a tomboy also, but loved dolls, loved babies.
She says as she grew older, there was no sudden discovery she was gay, just a confusing passage.
The way it happened with me was I won't get into it because I don't want to reveal this person's name. She's married, but someone, when I was, I can't say the age, I can't say anything, but the first time it happened, it was not my idea.
Were you very young?
No, not very young, 18. And it was my best friend. I just thought, what is this? What are you talking about? It was just me fighting it still, clearly.
Scared?
Yeah, scared.
Did it go on a long time?
Yeah, we both had boyfriends and we were double dating and, but yet we were together. Nobody knew, nobody.
But did you say, can it be that this is who I really am?
No, I just thought it was just because we really were best friends and liked each other a lot and,
You are convinced it could have been no other way with you, that is who you are.
Being gay?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. No, that's not true, because I do like men, and I had, a guy in high school that I wanted to marry desperately. And he's the mayor of some small town in Texas. I could be the mayor's wife right now. Hi, Ben, how are you? I'm sure I'd have a nice place with Ben somewhere, and we'd have kids, and, I wouldn't have known.
Because one of the tenets, as we know, of the gay rights movement is this is not a choice.
People make choices all the time. I would not be happy, but yes, I could have chosen to live my life in a way just to fit into society.
Did you have sexual relations with men?
I slept with 2 men. Yes. Didn't like it. Didn't like it. That Peggy Lee song, Is That All There Is? That was going over and over in my head the first time. I just kept singing, is that all there is, my dear? Then let's keep dancing. That's what's going, I thought, am I crazy? Because I shouldn't be hearing Peggy Lee right now.
Anybody wounded in this room? I'm just checking our camera crew.
Sorry. Sorry about all those male egos out there going, you didn't have the right one.
Ellen, if it's okay with you, I would like to be your boyfriend.
On the show, Ellen, the bookstore manager, occasionally went out on dates, but for the most part, never tried to be a typical sitcom girl. For one thing, her clothes.
I think there are different types of pretty. That's not the only type. I mean, say hello to bookstore manager Barbie.
That's Ken.
I know it's Ken. It's just the point is that, you know, these clothes would look fine on Sparkle Beach Barbie or anybody for that matter. I actually have these pants.
And this is the casual pants closet. It goes way far back.
In her closet, pants as far as the eye can see, and color-coded T-shirts. And don't come here if you're looking for 3-inch pumps.
And then there's hush puppies in here. This is a mess because I always end up wearing jeans.
She says she stopped wearing dresses years ago, though in 1994 at the Emmy Awards, she made an exception, but had to practice walking.
I'm gonna be so self-conscious now. I don't feel like a lot of women, you know, when I see like really feminine, girly, I just don't feel like that.
And in a dress you feel?
I felt like, kind of like some football player in a dress. And I also think I was ashamed of my body because it was bigger. So it was more comfortable for me to wear bigger clothes and just feel more kind of like a guy, you know? And I think a lot of women that are gay feel like that.
You've lost weight.
I used to work out 7 days a week, like a maniac, and diet all the time, any new fad, anything, I'd try it. And since making this decision, I just lost it when I just freed myself up from just blocking anything.
She gave us a tour of her new house, which she says is a perfect reflection of her life.
Oh, my stomach is not good. It's not like what people are supposed to look like in magazines.
There's a gym, glass enclosed, where she says she works out every day. A big kitchen where she never cooks. A pool table where unsuspecting guests get hustled regularly.
Is that over there?
Oh, where?
And a bedroom looking out over a garden. She says, wouldn't you know, she was finally able to afford her dream home, only to risk losing it now by going public. Earlier this year, she appeared with singer Katie Lang at a gay and lesbian awards show in Los Angeles.
That kiss, I'll never live that kiss down. She kissed me, first of all, and it turned into I kissed her. Katie kissed me, and she knows it if you ask her.
But isn't this where a lot of her audience would draw the line? People who say,
I just don't want to hear about it. I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
Do you think it's possible that some people are programmed just biologically to react to say, oh, that's icky?
Yeah. And that's fine. You know, don't watch something that's icky. By all means, don't live your life watching something that makes you feel icky. You know, it's not about making people feel icky. That's my whole career has been based on making people feel happy. That's all I ever wanted to do, is make people laugh and make people happy.
but will there be pressure from gay rights activists expecting her to carry the banner?
Are you going to feel you've let down the side if you don't go out and do this?
I'm going to let down so many people, Diane. I'm letting down the straight community that is going to worry about their kids watching me. I'm letting down the complete militant, gay community that says, how dare you not be gay enough? But it doesn't mean that I need to be some poster child for anybody. And that's the risk here. I think I'm probably going to piss off everybody. I can only hope that people are as fair-minded and as open and accepting and, as I am.
I decided there was somebody I hadn't heard from in all of this. former Vice President Dan Quayle.
Yeah,
Remember him?
right,
Murphy Brown fame.
right.
I thought I'd call him, and I would see what he had to say about this.
Oh, great.
It doesn't help matters when primetime TV has Murphy Brown.
We told her he declined comment and wouldn't compare her show to Murphy Brown's out-of-wedlock baby. But he did have a challenge for Hollywood.
He said what would really be courageous, what has never been done, would be for Hollywood to have a favorable portrayal of a pro-life Christian Republican.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree?
Sure, why not? We have room for everybody. Let's put that on television. Let's put it up against me.
So next week, a kind of national sociological experiment will take place.
Look, Murphy. I'm on the cover of Time. Trevor, I'm on the cover of Time.
Give her some respect now.
They don't care.
Give her respect.
Look at the Time cover. Look at the Time. They don't care that I'm gay. They love me no matter what.
But will the audience? Here's another scene from next week's show, a moment just before the dramatic declaration.
I can't even say the word. Why can't I say the word? I mean, why can't I just say... I mean, what is wrong? Why do I have to be so ashamed? I mean, why can't I just say the truth? I mean, be who I am. I'm 35 years old.
She says when the taping was over, they knew it was historic.
We celebrated. We screamed and celebrated and cheered, and there's a line in the show that I say to Oprah, to the therapist: nobody ever gives you a cake that says good for you, you're gay. And they wheeled out a huge cake that said good for you, you're gay, and gave me a great picture of Laura Dern and I at the moment that I say I'm gay, and just felt literally this like I was filled with joy.
Personal joy, she says, because she's still just Ellen, still hoping to be the girl next door.
Yeah, I'm still the girl next door.
Well, she is obviously very sincere, and it's extremely moving. But Diane, by the way, Diane is in our Los Angeles studio. She's taking an enormous risk. I mean, for the program alone, if it doesn't work out, they say, oh, it's because she admitted she was gay, and it does more harm than good.
Well, you know, she has said that all along that she knows this is a big gamble, that the audience could desert her, the audience could be there in record numbers. But she said she had to do it for herself, and that we have to keep in mind the statistic about adolescent kids, that an adolescent kid who discovers he or she is gay has a 2 to 3 times increased probability of thinking about attempting suicide. So she's doing it, she says, for more than just television.
Much more, because it can make such a difference in people's lives. What do they do with the plot of the show? You can't have the usual dating, you can't have the marriage. What do they do?
Well, she says every sitcom on television is about dating. She wants to do different things, offbeat commentary on life.
And on Wednesday on primetime, you have her father, her mother.
Right, her brother, and she's going to talk about the relationship that she is in now. We've been reading a bit about it. She'll talk about that and some other controversial issues, marriage, children.
Well, we thank you for bringing this to us today. We will be watching on Wednesday. Thank you, Diane.
Thank you.
Well, next, the man who terrorized his neighbors and the man who couldn't take it anymore. Did the punishment fit the crime? Well, now a surprising update to a story you won't forget. And later, dreaming of the runway. They want to be top fashion models, and they say they'll help them get there. But will they?